So let's get started. We're going to begin with our breathing today. So find a place on your mat, whether you're laying down on your stomach or your back, your side, or sitting and just giving your knees a hug. And let's get started warming up our breath and starting to get ourselves ready to begin our warm-up. So in through your nose to begin, and exhale out through your mouth and your lips. And wherever you're at, begin to feel yourself open up through the back and the sides of your rib cage. If you're feeling like you picked a position and it's kind of hard to feel those rib cages moving, sitting with yourself, hugging your knees like I am here is a really great opportunity to feel those rib cages open up. You can also really do so quite easily if you go into your child's pose or your shelf stretch, because your chest will be over your legs and your back will be open to allow those rib cages to expand out and back three-dimensionally. And then they draw down and in with your exhale to allow you to come back in and get ready for the next breath. In through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. And just allow yourself to center your focus, your attention into your body. Start feeling what's going well today and maybe what you'd hope to have a little bit of change or progress with by the end of our session today. Start to fill up your lungs with oxygen. Let go of your tension in your head and your neck and your shoulders through your breath, through that exhale. And take 2 more breaths here with me. And last one, exhale through your mouth. And then let's go ahead and lay down on our backs on our mat. You're going to line up your feet with your hips and your knees. You're going to go ahead and find your heavy tailbone position here on the mat. So you've anchored your sacrum, the very base of your spine, to the floor. Everything else melts to the floor. Feel a heaviness through your arms as they reach along the mat. Allow yourself just to melt into your mat, and we're going to begin with our imprint by rolling through our low back, shortening our side suspenders, and releasing out to neutral. And just try and work this area right here. Your oblique muscles help you for your imprint, and they run along your rib cage like a set of suspenders from the front to the sides and to the back of your hips. So you're not trying to drive all of your effort right down the middle along the sides of your belly button. You're thinking about yourself moving more from the edges of your rib cage. And you're trying not to tuck yourself under or squeeze your tush to do this. Think about the rib cage sliding down to your hips and releasing and then back down again. Good. So sometimes it just helps to know what you're supposed to be feeling or thinking about and how to do this. But just go ahead and move through the motion the best that you can. If it's not perfect, if it's not exactly how we say it should be, that doesn't matter. Just keep moving. We were going to get it. We'll learn it in layers, and then we'll move on and add new things in. Good. After one more, go ahead and rock it out. Find your neutral. And then slide your leg along the mat. Open your hip up wide to the side and circle your leg around. Let's do some hip release here. Get that tension out through the hips, the rotators, into the cheek of your bottom. Let's do one more here together. And then go ahead and reverse your release. Go ahead and reach out, pull back in. Inhale, exhale your way through. 2 more here. And then we're going to go ahead and change sides. Let that knee fall out. lengthen, and pull it back in. Very good. So hold steady here and switch to the other leg. Rotate to open. Slide your heel along the mat. Make sure that you're keeping your foot in contact with the floor. You want to try and let it grow heavy so that you're not forcing yourself to hold that leg up and create more tension. And now reverse. Press it out. Pull it back in. 3 more. Inhales and exhales. And last 2. And 1 more here. Send it out and pull it back in. And we're going to roll to our side here and stack up our hips and our knees and our feet. And you're going to go ahead and rotate. Look up to the ceiling. Follow your hand as you open and stretch out through your chest. We reach back up to the ceiling and exhale, come around. And inhale. And exhale. And reach it up and come around. 2 more. Catch a stretch, keep your hips stacked. Reach it up. Follow with your eyes and head 1 more time. And open. And reach and come around. And let's switch to the other side. Same thing, stack it up, sandwich those arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist to open. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, come around. Inhale. Exhale, look to that hand. Reach it up and come on over. 2 more here. Use your breath to help you open and come back around. Last time, reach it up. Open for a stretch. Reach it up and come on back around. Good job. Let's go ahead here into our cat-cow next. We're going to find ourselves with our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. You're going to scoop up an imprint and then let your spine round out and drop your head so there's no tension. Let that head really hang from your shoulders right now. And then send your sit bones out, lengthen your spine, bring your head back up onto your spine and round it out. And lengthen. And round it up. Pull your belly button up and in. Let your head hang down. And send your sit bones out. Bring your head up onto your spine. Couple more. These are always great to do to start your morning, especially when you first get up in the morning, just to start moving through your spine. And lengthen out. And then let's rock to the right and to the left. Good. Come through your center. Really send your weight and your hips over to the edge of your mat. Come through your center and then send it over to the other edge. Weight shifting through the right side grows heavy. Come through your center and then the left side grows heavy. Very good. 1 more time here. Right, center, and left, and center. And then let's rock front to back. Bring your hips forward to your mat. Lift through your chest, through your shoulders. And then go ahead and press back to fold. And really reach through your fingertips. And then you come forward with those hips. Open the whole front line of your body. Eyes straight out in front of you. Good. Take your time. Rock back. Put your weight into your heels, into your butt. So you're getting all your body opened up through the front. And then the upper half of your body is getting opened up along the back. Good, let's do 1 more here. Beautiful. And rock it back to stretch. Awesome. All right, so let's grab our foam roller now. We're gonna do a little foam work right now because it just feels like that kind of a day, to be honest. So take the foam roller. We're gonna start it at the very bottom of our rib cage. So you're not so much gonna go right over the low back so much. You're going to come just above your belt line. You're going to lift your tush up off the floor and then support your head and neck with your hands. Your elbows go wide. And we're just gonna start by slowly walking our way up the foam roller, letting yourself melt over the top of it, and just working sort of a small, maybe 1 to 2 inch back and forth over each segment of your spine. If you find a part that feels like it needs an extra little bit of love or feels a little bit more stiff, stay there, and you can either rest over it and see if you can melt back over the top of it, or you can go ahead and rock back and forth over that segment. Now you're only going to go as high as the lines of your shoulder blades, okay? We don't really want to go up into anything higher than that. You don't want to really work on your neck or the back of your head. It's just a very sensitive area, a lot going on up there from a neurological standpoint too. And this isn't necessarily the best tool in order to work on any sort of self-massage there. There's obviously better options than this big, thick, dense piece of gray foam. But for what we're doing, it's ideal. So just find your tender spots. Think about those hills and valleys we've talked about before. So if your spine is sort of the valley and the river that runs through, there's mountains, those big mountains of muscles on either side. And so you can slowly roll over and gently think about flattening the mountains. And if you feel like one side's a little more tender or needs a little bit more love, you can shift your weight over away from the spine and go over those muscular ridges and see if you can get a little bit of release if you're feeling particularly guarded or restricted there. So we'll roll down, set our bottoms down, and now we're gonna take our foam roller and send it lengthwise. If you have any weights you wanna grab a hold of here, little hand weights, or household water bottles, cans, something to use as a small hand weight, now's the time to grab them. We're gonna go head to tail on our roller. Find yourself back into your neutral spine. And let's reach our hands to the ceiling. So we're gonna scoop through our underarms and reach up 2 inches to the ceiling. Your eyes are just directly looking straight up, and then let your shoulder blades draw together on your chest wall. So we're gonna reach and scoop and then release those shoulder blades, come back down and around the top of the dome of the foam. Reach to scoop and down. Good. So what I'm showing you today is sort of my go-to. Some of you have seen this before. We've done this before together. But it's my go-to foam roller now. I would have spent a lot more time going through our whole body if you were looking to do release of your legs and your arms and all the muscles. But today I was just focusing around your spine for a quick moment. And that's all you really need. Let's do one more. So this stuff, good. And then let's open for a stretch. And come back up. This is the kind of stuff that you only need to commit a few minutes to. And there's sometimes longer versions when you have more time. And sometimes it's like a speed round and you just need to get a little bit of work in and move on. And that's fine. It's better to do that little bit of work and move on than to not do it at all or save it and only do it maybe like once a week. So we open and close here. Good. And then let's come up, open, and circle around. Get right into our arm circles. Keep your rib cage melted down to the foam roller and stretch across your chest. Unwind all that forward posture. The positions that we favor just in our daily life of work and driving and even doing things to help our family. Everything's so much out in front of you. Unwind it and open up. Good. Now reverse our circles and pull down. So let's open up again, the whole front arm line, cross your chest, and it begins from your skeleton, your rib cage, and it sends a stretch all the way out to the tips of your fingers. And then when we reverse and go on our stomachs in a little bit, we're gonna do the same thing on the whole back arm line and come on down. Good. Now let's take these balls and I want you to open up to a goalpost. And take a breath in and a breath out. And another inhale, bring your arms up. And an exhale, open for a stretch. And an inhale up. And an exhale, open. Let the exhale provide the stretch with you. And let's inhale, exhale for 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Last one. Send your arms up and pull your elbows down. And send your arms up and pull those elbows down. Inhale to reach. Exhale to pull. That's it. Last 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Perfect. Good job. Good job stretching out that chest. Let's take our foam roller. Let's turn it horizontally and let's go ahead and sit on top of it here. Okay. So today we're going to mix in a little bit of self-care and a little bit of stretch and strengthen. So we take the liberty in the beginning of the week to work a little bit more gently and take care of ourselves. And as the week goes on, we're still taking care of ourselves, but we're upping the ante with the exercise. So today we're going to mix in some self-massage. You're going to cross your right foot over your left knee. So you're in this figure 4 pattern here. And I want you to lean over into your right cheek. Now by opening your hip up like this, you're really exposing the rotators in your hip. There's 6 of them. And they all can get really restricted based on your activities and your posture. So we want to get in there and we want to give them a little love and release. And then work to strengthen the other muscles around them. Good, so you're gonna roll through there. We're gonna switch over to the other side. We're gonna go crisscross now onto left foot is over right knee. And we're gonna get those 6 rotators in our left cheek. So what happens sometimes, the backstory, is that these guys do a little bit too much. And some other guys, I won't mention any names, your glutes, don't do enough. And so these ones, the rotators, more specifically your piriformis, good. Let's switch to the other side and I'll finish my story. We're gonna roll just down the border of your leg, right behind the seam of your pants. Just roll through it back and forth a few times. And then you're gonna lean forward and roll along the border of your leg just above the seam of your pants. So back to our piriformis. Your piriformis will sometimes do too much. It gets angry and then it will start to create butt pain and pain down your leg. Let's change sides. So now we're again coming off that piriformis. rolling down the back seam of our left leg. And so we want to release the muscles and work on balancing out. So who's working too much, and then get the other guys to start doing their part. Good. Roll the front seam of your pants just in front of the seam that runs down the side of your leg. Stay over soft things, muscles only here. Roll up and down. Good. Let's just real quick take our roller, put it under your calves and ankles, lift those legs, come and go through our calves. It's a little harder here. You can lift your behind. And then let's just inch it up, right up under your hamstrings. Very good. Now that was the super duper quick version of all this. You can certainly take a lot more time doing that. But let's go ahead and put our feet on top of the roller. Find our neutral spine. Reach our hands along the side of our body, parallel leg alignment. And go ahead, nod your chin and reach up for your ab prep. And come on back down. So we exhale and inhale. Keep your neutral spine. Exhale, inhale for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2. Make sure you nod your chin. And 1. And come on back down. Excellent. Now send your legs out. Reach your arms up above you. So your roller is now right above your heels along your Achilles tendon. We're going to reach, round forward, and stretch to our toes. We're going to roll it down and come all the way back down. So what's nice is as we come up and reach to lean, we roll along the Achilles. Keep your toes pointed up to the ceiling. Roll it down and come on back down and reach. Round to roll and stretch. Get out over those big toes and come down, and again. Inhale, nod and exhale to stretch. Roll it down and come down. One more time. We reach. Now grab a hold of that roll and stay folded. And let's count it from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's go ahead from here and flip on over to our stomachs. Put your roller aside just for a moment. We're going to get onto our stomach. Our hands are going to go to the sides of our mat with our elbows bent. Legs are long and stretched out here. And we're going to press up. And exhale down. Press through the heel of your hands. Only come up as high as your bottom rib angle. Long, strong, reaching legs. Hip bones stay pressed in the floor. We inhale. And exhale. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Now staying here, instead of your body lifting, lift your arms. Elbows lift. Hover over your mat. 4, 3, open your chest, 2, and 1. Good. So this is what I was talking about on the other side when we were doing our goalposts. Now we're going to open the front of our chest by activating the back of our body. Pinkies up, arms are straight. You're in the shape of a T. And lift your arms. 2, 3, 4, just in your hover. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now go thumbs up, same thing. 8, 7, squeeze the blades. 6, hip bones in the floor. 5, 4, nod your chin. 3, abs are lifted, 2, and 1. Good. Send your arms up. A little on a diagonal, thumbs are pointed up. You're shaped like a Y now. And lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. Grab your roller. We're going to press back into our shell stretch. And we're going to send our arms away by pushing out on the roller. So push away to stretch. And then give a little more press out. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths and reach it out. Very good. Excellent. Okay, let's take our roller. We're going to flip over to our stomach. To our back now. You're going to take your roller and put it between your thighs. We're going to do our 100 with it. Now you can either hold on to it between your legs, or you can just set it on top of your knees and balance it. I'm going to go for the balance today, okay? We're going to begin here. It's in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 10, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 20. Abs, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 30. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and X, 2, 3, 4, 40. Abs, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 50. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and X, 2, 3, 4, 60. Abs, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 70. Come up a little higher. And out, 2, 3, 4, 80. Abs, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 90. Last 10. And out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Excellent. Go ahead and set yourself down. Take a little break. Set your roller aside. Hug those knees into your chest. And then set one foot down at a time. Perfect. Let's take our roller, put it between our knees here. So you have something to hold on to. Bring your feet hip distance apart, and we're going to lift our hips up and set them down. And lift them up and set them down. Now, if you don't want to use the roller, if it feels a little awkward, you can always stick a sweatshirt or a pillow or a towel or even one of your little balls. But the roller was just right there. So keeping it simple, lower and lift for 4 and 3, last 2 and 1. Perfect. Let's go ahead, straighten out your legs, and let's roll up to sitting. You're going to grab your roller at the end of the roller, and you're going to find your sit bones. And we're going to rotate. 2 and 3. Grow tall in the center. And twist. 2, 3, and center. And 1, 2, 3. Grow tall. And X. 2, 3. Grow tall. It's 1, 2, 3. Each time you come around, go a little farther. And 1, 2, 3. Grow tall. X. 2, 3. Grow tall. And X. 2, 3. Grow tall. One more time. It's 1, 2, 3. Grow tall. And 1, 2, 3. Grow tall. Good. Now take your roller, and you're going to start right at the top of the crest of your hip. And you're going to roll those muscles right along that crest, that bony ridge. You're going to come into a soft spot here, okay? You're going to roll between the ridge and your rib cage. You're going to try and take the weight through your feet and your hands so it doesn't feel real heavy. And then you're going to go ahead and roll gently along your rib cage because it's a bony area and usually those are no-nos, but you're gonna try and get into your underarm a little bit here and stretch out through your underarm so you get onto your lat. So most of my weight is in my lower body here. I'm just using a little body weight up into the angles of my rib cage, going into my underarm and stretching through my side body. And since I'm here, I'm going to take most of my weight down, okay? We're gonna go ahead, put our hand on our head and do our leg series. So you're gonna have this still sort of sitting in your underarm here, and we're gonna point and lower, and point and lower. Good. So we're getting a little bit of body weight through to release that lat going up into our underarm as we're working our lower body. Point and flex, and point and flex. One more time. Good. All right, so if this is getting tiring, put it into a different spot a little bit. You can always take it out too, but let's go ahead and do circle 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then let's go ahead from here. I want you to reach both legs up and down and up and down for 4, 5, 6. You can stabilize with this top hand. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Come across. Roll the very front of that right shoulder just a little bit into your chest. Good. Roll on to the left front of your shoulder. Okay, and get into that chest in front of left shoulder here. And then I'm going to turn my back to you. As I come around the roller now, I'm going to get into my underarm on this side. All right, my head is supported. My other hand's out in front. And now I'm going to point and flex through my right leg. Don't you worry, we'll roll down the rest of this side of the body. Let's just knock out our leg lifts. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. If you need to readjust, move it into a slightly different spot in your underarm, no problem. And let's circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay long in reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bring the legs together, and then you're going to lift them both. And lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Now let's just finish up. Roll down the rest of the lat along the left side of your rib cage. Be nice and gentle going over your ribs because, again, we usually don't roll over real bony things, so stay more in the muscular zone. Good. And then work your way down your rib cage to that soft area between the rib and the hip here along the left side of your body. Good. And then get up onto that crest. That crest, it's shaped like a shell on the side of your hip. And just release the very top. There's a lot of muscles that go through there. Good. And then go ahead and set that foam roller back aside again. Nice work. So we tackled a good chunk of the body in the midst of our workout here. So from here, let's go ahead and bring up one leg at a time and imprint. And let's go ahead and do our single leg stretch and the whole series that goes with it. We're going to reach and reach. Imprint the whole way. Stretch and stretch the straight, strong legs. And let's go 4 and 3. Let's 2 and 1. Hands go behind your head and rotate. Good. Ribs rotate. It's not elbows reaching. It's rib to knee. Rib to opposite knee. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to center. Reach and circle. Reach and reach. Circle it out. For 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to center, scissors. Give a pull to that hamstring. Good. Those hamstrings need it. Stretch it up. Let's go 3 and 2. Last one. And bring it in. Good. Bring yourself down. Crisscross at your ankles. Go ahead and pop your knees up to the ceiling. That's it. So knees high, not overhead. You pop them up from the floor to the ceiling. Floor to ceiling for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. And give them a hug. And then let's flip over to our stomachs. Go ahead and put your hands again along the sides of your mat here. And let's lift ourselves up with a big inhale. Hip bones stay in the floor all the way up to stretch out the front of our body. Swan dive. Legs are straight and stretched out behind you. And come on back down. So we're going to inhale up. You're going to come up to what feels comfortable for you. Okay, because this is a big move here. And come back down to hover. Make sure you let yourself completely come down to hover. And come back up again. Good. And down. And up. And down. And 3. And 2. And 1. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and send our arms straight out over our head and our legs are straight back behind us, and let's alternate heel and thumb lifts. Opposite arm and leg. Hip bones stay into the floor. Good. Keep your abs lifted. You're in a low hover. You're really trying to get some length as you lift. And lift. 2 more. Excellent. Last one. Good. Now go ahead and push back into your shelf stretch again. Stretch it back into your heels. Fingertips go away from you. You can always add that roller in here again if you want to reach through the roller over your hands. Actually, under your hands. Take a couple good breaths here. Very nice. Very good. Let's go to our side here, into our side plank. Okay, so we are now stacked up, hips, shoulders, knees, and our feet are at 90 degrees behind us. And we're gonna lift and lower, and lift and lower. And if you wanna lift the arm, you can do that too. Lift and lower. Good. For 4 and 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set it down and come on down. And then let's change sides. So line everything back up again. Shoulders, hips, knees. Feet are back behind you at 90 degrees. And we can lift and reach with our arm. We got a lot more movement now that we released our underarms and the side of our body with that foam roller, and lift for 3 and 2 and 1, and then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come down with the knee and come on back down. Very good. Let's go ahead and spin it around. So today is Tuesday, so we have to work on our Tuesdays. We have to work on our Tuesdays. We have to work on our teasers, because in the whole Pilates world, Tuesday is a day that we all dedicate to working on our teasers, because like myself, I think many instructors find them challenging and therefore they're hard to teach. So let's practice it together. So the basic teaser is with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. You reach your arms overhead. We reach to the ceiling. We peel up, and then staying round down here and scoop, you reach your arms and chest up, and you look to your hands and roll yourself down and come down. So we reach, we lift. So you're getting yourself lifted and extended in your upper part of your spine, but you're still staying nice and round and scooped in the lower part. So we scoop, peel, lift, and reach. Now sometimes we'll add this balance in. Okay, so now we've added a layer where we come up and we reach, and then you can reach with your legs and come down and come down. So there's a lot of different variations to teaser. And you could just work with your legs up. Don't even worry about the extending of the legs. Just extend your arms and come down. Good. And so we reach and roll it down. And then we come up and send them away. Now people will send their legs down too and then roll away. Or they'll come up and reach. That's a tough one for me. Come down, roll down. So it's like it's like coming up into a boomerang. As your hands come up, your legs come up too. And then you fold back down. One more time. Good. And come on back down. Very good, you guys. As you can see, such a challenge for me and a project that we can all work on together. Okay, so let's go ahead from here and flip on over to our hands and knees. Let's tuck our toes up underneath us and lift our knees from the floor and set them down. And lift and lower. Knee pull prep. You just touch and go, and touch and go, and touch and go. Good. Now we're going to do some push-ups, so you can stay on your knees and you can come down from your knees, or you can come up, and let's go 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And set yourself back down again. Very good. All right, you guys, let's go ahead here and catch a little bit of stretching before we go. All right, so let's start with our legs straight out in front of us. And you're going to take a foot, crisscross in front of you. You're going to turn towards that side, push your elbow into that knee, and rotate yourself around. Keep your chest up. It's real easy to get sort of shrunken. Try and stay tall and lifted as you rotate. And then let's change sides. And again, when we do these stretches, we move a little more quickly than I would normally recommend when you're stretching out on your own. So when you're here, try and get out of your shell, myself included, stay uplifted and rotate. Staying tall and lifted, send your legs straight out in front of you, mommy arms, and then we're gonna peel off of our wall and we're gonna reach, 2, 3, stack up nice and tall. Peel and reach, 2, 3, stack it up nice and tall. Exhale, draw your belly button in, 3, come up tall, and 1, 2, 3. Come up tall. Last time, and reach, 2, 3, and come up tall. Let's go ahead, flip to our stomachs. You're gonna grab, let's do this. Let's start with our leg kick and then we'll finish with the quad stretch. So we're gonna go point, flex, point it out, point, flex, point it out, point, flex, and point, point, flex, point it down. Hip bones into the floor, abs are supported, stretch out the front of your legs. Good. Inhale, inhale. Good, last time here. Inhale, inhale. Now go ahead and grab your right foot and pull your heel into your right cheek. And see if you can stay here. Really press the front of your hip into the floor. And take a couple deep inhale, exhales. And again, just for time's sake, change sides, grab your left heel and pull that into your left cheek. Try and push the left front of your hip crease here into the floor. So first we actively stretch the leg out in the front, and now we're doing a sustained static stretch. And hold it. And let's get 2 more big inhale, exhales. Very good. Let's come on up. Let's go to kneeling. We're gonna put one foot in front of the other. I'll show you on the other leg first. Your back toe is turned in. You're gonna kneel into this tall hip here. Keep your cheek pulled up underneath you. So you have almost like an imprint going a little bit. And then you lean into it, reach up, and side bend over to the opposite side. Stretching out the hip flexor across the front of your leg here. Keep that cheek squeezed up underneath you. Lean into it. Take a couple more inhale, exhales. Should not feel this in your back if you have that cheek firing. Come on back out. We're going to change legs. Back toe is turned in. We're going to reach up again. So grab this cheek, pull it up underneath you. Get your imprint, lean into that hip, and side bend over to the opposite side. As long as you're firing through here and have this supported, you should not feel your low back. And hold it here. Let's get a couple inhale, exhales here. Good. And then I'm going to just throw in this nice twisting stretch. So let's put a hand down, go out to a lunge here, okay? So we're nice in this deep, low lunge, okay? We stretched out the back leg. We can stay here, all right? You could stay here for a good little stretch. And then when you're ready, we can rotate and open and hold our stretch here. So this is a little yoga-ish. We're allowed to do that, I think. Mix it up. Take all the best from all the different schools of thought. Good. So you'll come here. Now you're going to rotate and turn the other way. Good. Let's change sides. You're going to bring this foot forward. Let's just start with 2 hands down in this low lunge. Keep your head up on your spine. Reach out through that back leg. And then staying nice and low, fan it open. Look up to your hand. And again, just for time's sake, rotate around. Good. And do the opposite side. And look up. Good. This is hard. 2 and 1. And you'll come down, bring your leg down. And that is what we call a hodgepodge of all good things good for you. I hope you enjoyed.